Eric reaches up and offers his fist to me, which I naturally return back in the symbolic little greeting and this parting gesture. Nice to meet you, man. Likewise. I turn my attention to May then as Elric gets up and leaves. So, what grade are you in, May? Ninth. Oh, so you're a freshman. Freshman. Nice. How do you like high school so far? She paused for a long moment and eventually answered me as she stares out at nothing in particular across the room. The classes are kind of boring. The homework is hard, but the people and the dorm are well nice. Sound about right. I had a little trouble my freshman years too. I simply call it freshman years was actually the easiest thing on the entire planet to get through. But everyone works at his or her own speed. I can imagine May might be a little less motivated than some based on how she comes off in general. Really? Oh yeah, it was a challenge. Another lie. Hopefully she doesn't catch on. I guess I'm not so dumb after all. Or we are both dumb. I think it's just you. Matt comment and make it hard not to smirk. I guess I'm not the only one who noticed May overall aloofness. Matt, why are you so mean to me? Cause you are a 3D whore. What does that even mean? I'm not a whore. You wouldn't understand. Whatever, I'm leaving. It was nice to meet you. Marcus. May stands up from her seat, glaring at Matt as she slips out of the room and out of the front door of the male dormitory. You made her one up, Matt. So Stan. Marcus. I correct him once again, hoping it might actually stick for once. Oh right, sorry, Marcus. He offered me another cheesy smile that makes me wonder if Matt strange on purpose just for the shit and giggles of it. Oh well, I think I'm gonna head to my room and do some business. If ya catch what I'm saying, hehehe. Oh, bye. I give him a small nod, perfectly fine with him wandering off to do whatever his business was. He leaves the room and I find myself alone in the dining room. I notice the vending machine I overlooked when I first came in, idling in the corner of the room. I sit up and get a small generic potato chip snack with the change I have in my wallet before heading up to my room for the night, walking by a few kids in the hallway who doesn't seem to notice that I'm new, which is a relief. The constant tickle of warm water along my firm, smooth, and relax my strained muscles, making me take a deep relaxed breath as the steam clear my senses. Hot showers are always a good remedy for a long day. I finish up with my washing and turn the shower head off, slipping out of the shower and drying myself off with a towel before wrapping it around my body like a toga. I press the door of the bathroom to let the steam release out into the rest of my dorm room. But as I take a step out from the till to the wood flooring, my body freezes. I press open the door of the bathroom, releasing the steam of wrath out into the rest of my dorm room. But as I take a step out from the tile to the wooden flooring, my body freezes. A figure is standing in front of my empty fridge, but my room is so dark my eyes aren't able to adjust immediately to see who it is. I take a second, but I'm able to see the figure is wearing all white. God damn it. Dude, you don't have anything in your fridge. He turns on his heel, shutting the door of my fridge and blink as he spots me in my towel. Why are you in my room? That's not what's important right now. What is important is that I get something cold to drink. Why didn't you just go check downstairs? Too lazy. I self-consciously tighten the grip of the towel around my body, not really trusting Matt all that much. For one, I never really been a fan of people seeing me without clothing, let alone someone I just met who is getting stranger and stranger with each passing moment. I just move in. Why would I have food? Do I look like a prophet? No, but you could just use common sense. Well, I am one. Matt just cleared off to the side as if he were already tired of my attempt at lecturing him with simple logic. Anyways, you think you could do me a favor? When you do flip up your fridge, give me some crepe dark. Matt surveyed my room while the gears in my head attempt to clean up the bubble he just thrown into my skull with the strange request. I might also need to use your room for storage. Yeah, I got a bunch of boxes filled with old trading cards I've been meaning to sell on the internet as collectibles. I haven't bothered putting them up yet. I also got Matt. Yeah, what's good, Broski? He glared back toward me with a bright smile, ignoring the fact that I'm a health naked. Could you get out of my room so I can change? Matt's expression immediately reshaped as he scowled disgusted at the rudeness of such a request. All you had to do was ask. Jeez, don't have to freak me out. New kids always think they own the place or something. Matt passes by me, opening my doors and walked back into his own room, leaving me with a little privacy. What a weirdo. I heard that. He yells, make me twinge, and I slam my door shut as fast as I can, taking in a deep breath as if I were in danger from being dragged into my room again. One I'm certain is safe. I slip into a more comfortable sleeping outfit, baggy pajamas and loose-fitting shirt. I feel tired from a long day of traveling and meeting new people, so I crawl under the sheets of my freshly made bed. I shuffle about on the new mattress, letting my mind wander to the possibilities. The teachers, the other students I haven't met, my parents. I really have no clue how everything is going to turn out. I just hope it turns out well. All I know is that Alex is amazing, weather, laid back and cool, and well, Matt is, to put it mildly, without a doubt, insensitive of people's personal space. Forcing my eyes shut and roll into my side lets me fade out of reality and lets for a short time. The sound of Wayne padding onto the roof and against the window wakes me from my slumber. For a time I just look around the room from the comfort of my new bed, letting my mind revisit the previous day's events, the different building, the people, even the Iceland in general. Eventually my phone alarm beeps signal it's the time to get up for the day. The rain-filled dawn passes by quickly, and after a short shower to help wake my senses, I find myself looking down at the clothes that are laid out on the kitchen counter. They are a snazzy looking blue and white vest similar to a sweater vest with a pair of khakis. It looked like it fit nicely over a shirt and isn't too warm or stuffy. The color scheme is pleasant, not too over flamboyant, but not too boring or plain or purplish, with hints of blue and teal. If anything, it looks like something you wear in the spring or summer. Besides, it lay as much bulkier jacket and indigo hood that looks like it's be more comfortable in the cooler month. Seeing how it wasn't going to be getting any warmer with the coming fall, I threw the jacket and khakis on. Might as well get used to wearing this. The jacket is a little loose, but it fits alright. I take a gander down at my phone, seeing that I only had a few minutes before classes were supposed to start. I threw all my school-related items into my bag and headed downstairs to the big deck. Downstairs I find Matt and Alex sitting in the same table, both of them slightly eating a bowl of cereals. I offered them a wave and settled myself down beside Matt and there eat. Morning. Hey man. Matt makes an unusual noise from his bowl of caramel before pulling it away from his face, whipping his mouth with his sleeve of his sweatshirt. He stares up at me and offers a quaint chunk of cereal, coating his teeth. You're hungry? I crane over slightly and decide giving a nod, turning to Alex in the hope that he'd be a little less disgusted to look at. A little bit. There anywhere to get food. Eric gets toward the cabinet and the fridge in the cooking area behind him. Help yourself, man. Anything with my name on it you can have. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. For being new, it's a surprisingly friendly offer. Eric seemed like a cool guy. I pick myself up from the table and make my way over to the cabinet hanging above the cooking area and start to search. Folk, der skriver til mig, det var det helt vildt. Okay, prøv lige igen. All the boxes I see is different students' name on them, and I find it quite interesting to see a community of people that trust one another enough to leave their stuff out in the open. Even if it's just food, it shows a good deal of trust. Balls of one cabinet over. I grab a box of cereals that has Alex's name on it and along with a bowl from the cabinet. The plasticware is apparently shared use as well. Inside the fridge is the same deal. Something have name on it, other items don't. Once back at the table, I find that Mac has been replaced by another figure. The first thing I notice is his skin tone being well black, followed by his distinct looking face. It gives me the sense an area of experience and knowledge, even though he looks to be about my age. Magic, this is Jay. What's up, bud? I offer Jay a small nod as I go to eating my breakfast. Nice to meet ya. I mutter out half chewing at my food. Eric turns to Jay, then quicks a bow. You got the answer done for math? Yeah, it feels more like basic work than actually work though. I noticed that too. Hey Marcus, Hey Marcus, what were they teaching you in math at your old school? Algebra 2, I think. Weird. We doing pre-called. Did you do Algebra junior high school? Eric looks at Jay with a confused and somewhat expectant look, like his friend will know the answer. We might. I don't really pay attention to class names, but I'm pretty sure pre-colors come after algebra. Hey, when do class start anyway? 8:30. Speaking of which, I need to get my stuff. Same. Well, catch you later, bro. As they get up to leave, I pull my phone out of my pocket to see that the time has passed quickly and 8:30 is coming up shortly. Best I finish up my cereal and go. Outside, I'm welcomed by the sight of students making their way to the school ground. I pack and some one by one. Groups in packs and some by one. The flock of white undershirts and indigo jackets and vests move in a steady stream as we process toward the school. There's a good portion of students who also wear their own clothes, which make me wonder why some choose to wear the uniform. I feel a little lost within this stream of different people. Some look tense and stressed, others look free as birds. It makes me wonder what the school environment is like here. I spot Alec and Jay close by, talking and laughing between each other. A few kids here and there give me a tap or a pat, welcoming me and introducing themselves, but none of them really cares on a conversation that is worth remembering. Inside is a little less hectic, and fewer people seem to recognize me than that I'm new. I wait at the front desk and wave Alex and Jay off as they pass by, venturing to their classes without me. After a few seconds, it lets you up with a cup of coffee and Dwayne sleepy look on her face. Oh, good morning, Marcus. How can I help you? I was wondering about my classes and such today. I have my schedule, but I don't really know my way on. Elizabeth purses her lips for a moment and yawn, setting her coughing down onto the table as she starts to pick. Did you want a personal guide for the day? A guide to show you around campus? The idea of having someone to help me get into the groove of the first day seemed like a good idea, so I nodded my head and affirmed toward Elizabeth. Sure, that'd be cool. Elizabeth doesn't say anything more. Instead, she picked up the front desk phone, dialing a serial number before leaning her weight on one leg and waiting. After a few seconds of silence, she starts speaking into the phone, pacing back and forth behind the front desk. Hey Elizabeth here. Can you excuse Yuko from class and tell her to head to the front desk office? Yes, Yuko. There is a new student here. Alright, thank you. Elizabeth hung up and quickly reached for the cup of coffee waiting at her desk, downing a good portion of it desperately. Yuko will be down in just a minute. She'll help you out with any question you have. Thanks, I appreciate it. Elizabeth nodded her head and switched gears, looking down at her computer and letting out a frustrating sign. Something wrong. She turns her attention back toward me after clearing her mind with the coffee help. Oh no, just the work here tends to get rather pointless and bland. How so? I'm doing something anyone could do is a little demeaning. I had so much potential, but I ended up here of all places. Puff. She paused and looked to me before shaking her head, disapproving of the conversation we just had. Never mind, sorry. Should keep that to myself. It's alright. I smiled, reassuring her being honest about her job really isn't that big a deal. Being a front desk manager can be that hard for a school with only 200 or so students, most of whom I assume live on the campus and are easy to track down if needed. After a few moments, Elizabeth get back on her phone asking for a different file and search for a certain student. Slowly her voice become background noise and I just gaze around the room, inspecting all the achievements and awards the school has earned over the past year. I wonder how many students graduate from here and proceed to college. Figure they will have to do the same thing I've done, but in reverse. Having to move off Iceland just to go to the school seemed more logic than moving on to an Iceland to go to school. Marcus, the sound of Elizabeth's voice right over my shoulder waked me from my daydreaming. Turning on my heel, coming face to face with Elizabeth and another girl who looked to be my age. Marcus, this is Yuko. She be your guide for the day. Her hand just forward in a professional but friendly manner. The girl has long, ashy black hair that descends past her shoulder. It's mostly straight, but small stands cocktail and twill toward the end of the length into small spirals and curls. She has a deep goldish brown hue to her eyes and a pretty feminine face. A smooth jawline accompanied with a soft skin complexion make her look appealing to speak with. Topping it off, her body structure is more alluring than most skilled her age, looking more like a model than a student based on her posture and well-endowed features. Good morning. I reach out and take her hand, giving it a gentle shake. Nice to meet you, I'm Marcus. Pleasure, Yuko Beaumont. I let my hand pry itself away from her own, resting it on at my side as Elizabeth looked between us before nodding. If you have any questions, just ask Yuko and she'll take care of you. You two share a good deal of classes together. Alright, thank you. I turned my attention back towards Yuko as Elizabeth returned to the front desk. Yuko gave me a warm smile and tilted her head even so slightly. So, any questions? I did have one. I looked down to her uniform for a few seconds as I looked of how to word the question. With the uniforms, I noticed that some people are wearing them and others aren't. How that work? The uniform aren't mandatory, but you can wear them with any other articles of clothing if you choose to. That explained that. Explain Avery. Oh, you met him. Yeah, I was a little confused. Everyone is confused at first. A lot of students like wearing the whole uniform, others prefer only wearing some bits of it and none at all. Or none at all. It's all preference, Willie. I see. You could offer another compliment over friendly smile. So ready to head to classes, or is there anywhere you need to see or be specific? I shake my head and gesture for her to lead the way. Nope, classes sound good to me. Wouldn't want to be late on the first day. Alright, good thinking. Yuko calls out to Elizabeth, who is half asleep at her desk now, counting sipping from her cup of coffee like it was her life support. Elizabeth, Marcus is in Mr. Marwood's room, right? I lower my voice so only Yuko can hear me, making use of her as my guiding for the day. What does homeroom mean for here? Homeroom is the classroom you meet in before classes start, and usually you have your first class in them as well. I figured. Anyway, class is going to start soon. I'm sure Mr. Mallet will appreciate meeting you before his lecture. I nodded and nervously wipe and tug at my uniform to make sure it was fitting right and looking presentable. You can notice the forgetting and give a small complimentary smile that is enough to subdue my worries. The uniform looks nice on you, don't worry. She gestures for me to follow as we begin the journey up the hallway, lunch with bookcases. The hallway isn't actually as endless as I thought, and there are plenty of smaller rooms and hallways that seem to branch out from the east corner. We stop in a small room filled with small bunks and table along with a large bowling board. Yuki turns to face me once more. This is the common room. This is where a lot of people hang out and do homework between classes and such. Wait right here. I'll go get Mr. Mallet. I nod in agreement, although I'm not really sure why we don't just walk in together and let me introduce myself. Yuki appears a few seconds later with a new figure standing beside her, a ghastly look on his face. He's a tall, lanky, blonde, hairy guy with a silly-looking shirt that has flower on it. Here he is. I extend my hand with a smile. Marcus Fitch. He offers me a friendly smile and reaches out with both of his hands, clapping them around my own before giving it a firm shake up and down. Kind of weird handshake, but it could be worse. Pleasure to meet you, Marcus. I'm Mr. Mallet, your homeroom and social society teacher. Weren't you supposed to have met him when he checked in yesterday? You'll be surprised to know the school faculty actually has a really hard time getting their things together. Så jeg lige skrive til mig. Sådan er det, når man har mange venner. Jeg ved, together. Ja, det var det, vi nåede til. Mallet offer a truthful grin as if his statement was some kind of a joke. I'm sorry I wasn't informed you were here earlier, otherwise I would made an appearance. It's alright, just happy to be here. He approved of my spirit toward the situation, rewarding me with the same grin he had just given Yuko. Glad to hear it. I hope you are looking forward to a year filled with learning, plenty of social society stuff. I nod my head instinctively, but look to Yuka for her opinion on what my answer should really be. She should know whether or not the classes for each teacher are any good or not. Yuki gave me a quick wink and bowed her head, slipping into Mr. Violet's homeroom. So, how do you like it so far? It's different, but so far so good, as a lot of interesting people. He chuckles and gives me a thumbs up. If you're looking for interesting, you come to the right place, my friend. Malik lifts his arm up, then and glanced down at the watch wrapping around his wrist. Well, class is about to start in a few minutes, so come on in. Don't want to keep the eager learner from blooming, do we? He gestured toward the door opening is completely to allow me to step inside. While his use of language is odd to say the least, I'm rather excited to have a teacher that actually seems to care about what they teach. I'm greeted by the sight of the Homewood students, most gazing up in Mr. Mallet's and my own direction. The classroom itself really isn't that big, nor is it populated very densely. Yuko is in the front of the room, a paper in her hand and a marker in the other. No one else in the class really catch my immediately attention, aside from a kid in a wheelchair and the person in the very corner of the room nearest to the last window. Hvad sker der? Sådan. Sorry. Anyway, ja.